Duncan Robinson of my Miami Heat as they pick up the win last night. He had 18 points, and they all came from three-point range, 6 of 12, and they pick up the win. And now Game 3 between the Celtics and Heat will be on ESPN. That'll be coming up this weekend. Good morning, Duncan. How are you feeling today?
Good morning. Thanks for having me on. Feeling good, obviously. Nice to get that game too. But looking forward to prepping for game 3 today.
If somebody hadn't watched the Miami Heat play, how would you describe this team?
Probably in one word, I would just say grit. We have a lot of guys that just carry that chip on their shoulder. It's something that we definitely pride ourselves on, and we're going to try to bring it for all 48. And if it takes more than 48 minutes, then so be it. So we're unselfish, share the ball, and just compete on both ends of the floor.
What have you learned from Jimmy Butler?
A whole lot. First and foremost, it's pretty uncommon to have a superstar that's so unselfish, who doesn't care about shot attempts and literally just cares about winning. He'll do whatever it takes to win, and if that's sacrificing his attempts and maybe his points in the point column for assists, rebounds, guarding, he'll do it. He does whatever it takes to win, and he's certainly our leader, and we just all kind of fall in line and follow.
What are you taking advantage of with the Celtics?
They're a tough team. They're incredibly talented offensively in particular. So we're just trying to mix it up, throw different things at them, kind of keep them out of rhythm. Because you've seen it in stretches when they get in rhythm, they're really hard to guard. So we just try to make it difficult on them on that end, and then play to our strengths on offense. Put pressure on the rim, shoot threes, and get to the free throw line. That's basically our offensive identity.
I love what you guys did against Milwaukee, and came on the show and said, don't be surprised if the Heat beat the Milwaukee Bucks, because you guys play great defense. You kept Milwaukee out of transition. By the way, the Greek Freak just won his second MVP, so that just came over. But you guys frustrated him and that entire team. But now it's a kind of a different philosophy with the Celtics. It's not based off just one player there, but I'm impressed. Bam Adebayo is right in front of us, becoming he's a great player and really extremely talented. How surprised are you with what you've seen with Bam?
Honestly, not very surprised. He's been doing it for us all year. He made huge steps this year, but a lot of that was just kind of like structurally, just roster wise, he had more opportunity. Last year, he showed it game in and game out. Maybe not as in the same sample size that everyone's seeing now, but he's so dynamic. And people think of versatility as the ability to shoot threes, but he doesn't do that for us yet. I mean, he certainly could, but he does so much more for us offensively. We run so many things through him, and then defensively, his versatility, I really think has been on full display this playoff, switching ball screens and protecting the rim. And we say it all the time. Jimmy's our leader, Jimmy and Gorham, but Bam's really the heart and soul, and he brings it for us every single night.
Does Tyler Hero talk trash every game?
Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of who he is. He plays with that chip, that confidence, and it's not necessarily like sometimes it's directed at people, individuals, but sometimes it's just kind of him talking to himself or to us just to kind of get him in that zone. Because when he gets there, he's just so tough, and he just has this kind of unshakable confidence about him, especially for a young guy. It's really impressive.
What do you do on an off day in the bubble?
Rest, recover, and then go over some adjustments, prep, get some shots up, maybe a lift depending on what day of the week it is. But just get ready. At this time of the year, it's just all about the next task. Just keep on checking the boxes and trying to win another game.
Who makes the bed?
We got the people here at Disney.
Oh, okay. You don't do that, right?
I mean, I try to. That's my sad excuse of a bed.
Wait,
back here.
That's you trying to do it because you knew you were going to be on camera?
Yeah, I mean that's my force. My mom would be disappointed in that effort. But we got people here at Disney who look out for us, which is much appreciated. But I try to make my bed in the morning.
Do you watch football on Sunday as a group?
Yeah, absolutely. It was great to watch those games last Sunday and Monday, and actually a group of us watched the game last night, at least the second half of the game last night, which is fun.
What's your favorite team?
So truthfully, I actually grew up a Patriots fan. So I have some allegiances there, but I've also kind of turned into a Dolphins fan as well, just being down in South Florida, and so it kind of cuts both ways. I know that's a tough answer considering they played each other last week, but I kind of opted out of that game, and I'll root for both teams moving forward.
Who would be the best football player on the Heat roster?
I think we have a couple that could play. I think I'd probably don't tell him I said this, but I'd probably be Jimmy. As I can just see him as like a wide receiver. If you put on some weight at tight end, I mean, he's 6'8", has unbelievable hands, and it's just a freak athlete, strong, fast, and everything. I'm sure if you ask him, he probably thinks he can play in the NFL tomorrow, which is why I don't want him to know that I just said that. But I really think we have a couple. I think Bam, and some other guys as well.
What's that like, though? You hit 6 threes last night. When the ball leaves your hand and you know it's going in.
It's a good feeling. It's good to see some go, obviously, early on, just kind of build the confidence. But, really, my teammates and my coaches have really kind of freed my mind in that they just want me to be aggressive. So I just try to do that game in and game out.
Do you ever call it, though, Duncan, when it's in the air, do you say to your defender, that's good?
Sometimes, if I'm kind of in that zone, so to speak. I think I had one last night where coming out of my hand, I just knew it was good. Sometimes that happens. Doesn't always happen, but it's nice when it does.
Who was on you?
That was it was like kind of like a late clock. Daniel Tice had like switched out and kind of shot faked, and it just felt good coming out of my hand. So
you're 2 games from you're 2 wins from the finals.
Yeah, it's
that's crazy.
When you're entrenched in it, it's hard to kind of have the perspective just because we're so locked in on, playing prep, just day after day. But it's pretty incredible. It's been an incredibly fun journey. We're loving it. We don't want it to end. I know there's been a lot of talk about how tough the bubble's been or this or that, but we love it here. We love being together. We love playing together, and we want to keep it rolling.
Well, you told me recently that you can't wait to lock down LeBron in the finals. So looks like you'll get your chance there, Duncan. He's going to know your name in the NBA Finals.
Yeah, we'll see. We got a long ways to go until then. We're focused on Game 3 right now.
I know.
But,
and
we'll see.
By the way, Duncan didn't have that quote. I made that up. Like Laker fans, you wanted LeBron, you got LeBron. Congrats and good luck. Thank you, Duncan.
You very much. Appreciate you having me on.
That's
Thanks.
Duncan Robinson, the Heat forward guard, great shooter, and he had 6 threes last night, 18 points.